Hi everyone, I'm Michaela and this is my sister Ashley.
Hi.
She is living in San Francisco, which is why we're FaceTiming. This is for my Authentic Conversation project. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, so first question. Seeing the way we were both raised, what are some things that you intend on keeping while raising your daughter Sydney?
Okay, well, there's definitely three things that come to mind. The first is respect. And that's not just respect for your elders, that's for respect for everybody, all human life. Another thing is discipline. Um, I know that a lot of kids now, they lack that discipline. And, discipline and respect go hand in hand. So that's definitely something that I want to instill in my daughter. And then lastly is faith. Faith that I've been passed on really has helped me get through a lot of hard times. And, we would go to church every Sunday and we would pray the rosary and things like that. And, my grandparents or grandma especially really reiterated the faith you have to have in God. And, if you ask him hard enough, he usually helps you out.
Are there any changes that you'd like to make?
I think the biggest, not change, but something that I will try not to do to my daughter is being incredibly strict. Growing up, our grandparents were really, really strict. I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things like participate in extracurricular activities or maybe like hang out with friends and things like that. And I understand where they were coming from. They want to protect me. They want me to focus on my studies. But in order for me to prosper, I have to go out there. I have to learn how to make mistakes. I have to make those mistakes in order to, learn how to be independent, learn how to think by myself.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so considering that we are 10 years apart, do you notice any difference between the way you were raised and the way I was raised?
Well, definitely yes. I mean, just like you said, we're 10 years apart. Um, a lot can happen in that 10 years from when I'm a teenager to when you're a teenager. So I think the biggest thing and the biggest difference is how strict they were with me compared to you. Um, by the time they got to you, they were pretty lenient because I'm sure they're older. They have other things to worry about. I mean, like their health and things like that. So that would definitely be the biggest difference.
Okay, so what is one quality, and you can name other qualities that our grandparents instilled in us or believed it was important for us to know?
I'll start with grandma. Um, like I mentioned before, faith was something that she really instilled in me and something that I continue to use in my everyday life, especially when, there's hard times in your life. I know where I can go to, who I can talk to, and though he may not be tangible, I know that I can go to church. I can talk to him through prayer. I can talk to him, just sitting down and having a conversation and letting him know like my issues, my problems, and he always listens. So that's something that um, I've definitely taken from her.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my grandpa, he's definitely like not someone that often says a lot of things, but from his example, one of the biggest things is philanthropy. He's very generous. He often gives to the poor, to all those who are in need, because he knows he's more fortunate. And so that's one thing that I would like to carry out in my life.
So, after seeing how Mama and Papa have been married more than 60 years, is there anything that you notice or you see that you'd want to apply to your marriage?
Many even people make it a year, so married for that long is amazing. But one thing that I can definitely take from their relationship, seeing them together, is their loyalty to each other. They usually have each other's backs. I've only been married for 3 years, but I've been with my husband, together for 13 plus years. And if there's one thing I can take from their relationship and how they stayed together for so long, was loyalty and the love they have for each other.
So, what is your most memorable moment with me growing up?
Well, I have two that I've thought about. And the first one, because of our age difference, me being like a preteen, almost a preteen when you were born, like, it's like, oh, I have my own baby doll with me now. Like, I have my own living toy. So one of the biggest things was when you were younger and you had like all this cute curly hair, and you were like, you literally looked like a little doll, and I would let you pose, and like take little pictures like this and like this, and I would just take tons of pictures of you, and you were like my little baby. And then another thing that sticks out is there was a time where I think I got in trouble or something, and I was crying really bad, and you came to comfort me, and you told me like this quote from like Little Bear or something, and how Little Bear said this to make, you said it'll be okay or something like that, and that's something that really stuck out.
Oh, it was so cute. Just kidding. Okay.
Words the thing.
Are there any major changes or a major change in me that you've noticed from when I was a teenager to now that surprises you?
Yeah, so I definitely can say one of the biggest changes or things that surprises me is how grounded you are, how you have all these aspirations to be independent. A lot of people or millennials want the world given to them, but they don't want to put too much effort. But I can see all of the steps that you're taking in order to, get to the point that you want, to be independent, to live on your own, to be able to survive. So that's one of the biggest changes.
Oh. To close things up, despite having all our family living in Guam, why did you move?
This goes back to the second question, because I was brought up in such a strict household, that I felt the only way that I could prove to myself, to be independent, is to come out here and prove to myself and to my family that I can hold my own. I'm not saying that I am ungrateful for everything that's ever been given to me, but at the same time, there comes a point where you have to live your own life. And being independent is a quality that I take very seriously and would like to pass on to my kids. Basically, to be independent, living on my own, knowing that I can do it on my own. And now that I have a daughter, I think living out here will give her the best chance to, reach her dreams and to reach her aspirations.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Once again, this is my sister Ashley, and thank you for watching.